Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where I take a look at the lectionary text and I tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree or the junk drawer or the kids' room or the garage, as we have been during this time. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at Isaiah. And the thing that I thought about in this Isaiah text is tone of voice, about how when we read scripture, when we hear prayers, or even when we send texts, or emails, how we talk about, well, you can't read tone. And it's true, you can't read tone, and it gets hard to hear the meaning, because tone carries so much. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're talking about. This is the springboard, and we're talking about tone of voice. I think of when I was a kid, and it's almost like a few Sundays from now, we have Jesus in the temple, and I think Jesus is a teen. And didn't you know I was going to be in this temple? I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking about the tone of voice that Jesus. We don't have that because did you not know? Anyway, we're going to get there in a couple of weeks. But this is the Isaiah text, and in the Isaiah text, it strikes me that if you read it in one tone of voice, it can kind of carry a different meaning. And so I want to express to the kids how I hear the text, how when I hear it, this is the tone that I hear it in. And so the idea, the springboard for this, is to have a kid's story that you know really well. A kid's story that you could read to the kids that they might know well, and read it in a different tone of voice. I'm thinking, a couple of Sundays ago, I used the monster at the end of the book. And that one, when you read it, you get the tone, like, don't turn the page, don't turn the page. Grover asking you not to turn the page because there's a monster at the end of the book. And the tone of voice carries a lot in that story. So it could be that you read it in a different tone of voice. Oh, don't turn the page. No, don't turn the page. And it's like it completely gives a whole different feeling about, it's like, oh, you actually really want me to turn the page, and talk about that tone of voice. And so, springboarding into the Isaiah text, where there's the trees of the field, they clap their hands, and there's a joy in this text. And the reason and the reason why I'm really stressing this tone of voice is that I read this understanding the God that we know. We know a God that is full of grace and compassion and love. And this text is full of joy, full of, and it seems to me it's important that when we read this, we keep in mind the God that we know. And I think it's crucial. And it's a way of teaching the kids that there are different ways of reading Scripture, that you can read this with a different tone of voice in mind. So that's the springboard I'm going with. I hope this can be useful for you and your own children's sermon. Thank you so much for your partnership in this ministry. Thank you for this, taking a part in this journey with me. I appreciate so much this last week I got a couple of notes that warmed my heart, and thank you so much for those. And yeah, so I could go on for that. It's gratitude, so thank you so much. All right, I hope your week is full of joy and gentleness, and may you have an experience of someone sharing kindness with you. All right, peace, and we'll see you next week.